Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest TV Translator Association.
If you have a news topic or event you'd like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 677-4119.
Today's show runs Thursday at noon and is uploaded to our YouTube channel as well as our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page to watch on demand. Today's August 16th, 2018, and now the news at noon.
Reported by the Durango Herald, a sheriff's deputy was shot and wounded in a gun battle with a suspect in northern Colorado. The Weld County Sheriff's Office says in a statement that the deputy was taken to a hospital in Greeley, about 60 miles north of Denver, on Wednesday night and is in stable condition. Sheriff Steve Reams told the Tribune in Greeley that he was confident the deputy would make a full recovery. The suspect also was shot, but no information about his condition was released. The deputy, a 10-year member of the force, was responding to a report of a disturbance involving a weapon. The deputy was placed on administrative leave while the shooting is investigated. The names of the deputy and the suspect have not been released.
From the Journal, courtesy photos. The Bull Jaw fire burning in a remote area 12 miles northwest of Nucla grew to 26,370 acres as of yesterday morning, the Type 2 Blue Team reported. Containment remained at 19% compared with an estimated 12% on Sunday. The fire's estimated containment date is still September 15th. The fire is considered the top priority in the Rocky Mountain region, meaning that the team would be the first to receive new resources. About 388 personnel were working on the fire as of Wednesday morning. Tuesday's light rain in parts of the fire's footprint did little to slow the fire, and the storm's winds pushed the fire northwest and south. The fire grew 3,410 acres, spreading northwest in the Campbell Point Coyote Basin and south into the 2004 Campbell Fire burn scar. Engines and crews worked around homes in the Campbell area and built control lines that connected to the Campbell Fire scar. On Wednesday, the fire grew 1,180 acres as it pushed north into Deep Canyon and threatened to spread on the canyon walls. Engines continued mopping up scattered pockets of heat around homes at Campbell Point. On the eastern flank of the fire, crews were felling hazard trees, thinning the forest edge, and preparing for burnout operations later this week. The Minnesota Incident Command System Type 2 Blue Team said that the southern edge of the fire has two operations, one that uses hot shot and hand crews to build control lines on the fire's edge up to where it has stalled inside the 2004 Campbell Fire burn scar, and another that uses heavy equipment including bulldozers to build a second line of defense to prevent the fire from turning back towards homes and ranches in the Nucla area. The western side of the fire was moving slowly toward natural fire barriers and was unstaffed. On the northeastern edge, crews are felling hazard trees and preparing the divide road for burnout operations later in the week. Incident Commander Brian Pizarnik has referred to the Bull Jaw fire as a long-duration fire that will continue to grow. The fire was discovered on July 29th and was apparently caused by lightning.
According to the Cortez Journal, the trial for Silvino Martinez Perez, who is suspected of killing his wife in April 2017, will likely come down to the definition of first-degree murder. 15 jury members heard arguments from prosecutors and defense lawyers during opening statements Wednesday in what is expected to be a two-week trial. Martinez Perez, age 36, is being charged with 1 count of first-degree murder, 1 count of abuse of a corpse, and 3 counts of child abuse. Prosecutor Sean Murray said Martinez Perez murdered his wife, Crystal Martinez Perez, age 33, on April 16th after a week-long fight that started when she told him she wanted a divorce. Martinez Perez admitted to the murder, saying he strangled her for more than 50 seconds in a 911 call with dispatchers, Murray said. Jourdain played an interview with investigators where Martinez Perez was asked if he intended to kill Crystal. He answered, "I knew what I was doing, but I couldn't stop." The defense lawyer, Jonathan Jourdain, said before calling 911, Martinez Perez wrote a note to his children. Once the authorities arrived, he cooperated fully with authorities, even offering incriminating information on himself, Jourdain said.
Reported in the Durango Herald file photo, A recently enacted state law could help ensure faster internet service reaches customers when companies apply for state grants to fund infrastructure. The Colorado legislature set aside $115 million to support rural broadband development from 2019 until 2023, and House Bill 18-1099 was written to hold large companies that receive the grants more accountable. The bill went into effect last week and was inspired by CenturyLink's failure to meet the expectations of residents in Ridgeway, said Representative Barbara McLaughlin, Democrat from Durango, who sponsored the bill. Last year, a state grant was awarded to a small company to bring fiber optic internet service to the town, according to Colorado Counties, Inc. But CenturyLink was able to legally take the grant under a state law that gives large companies providing internet in rural areas the right of first refusal on grants from the state's Broadband Deployment Fund. CenturyLink used the money to put in new DSL in Ridgeway, which was not nearly as fast as the service the other company promised. Everybody just went bananas. It was just like bait and switch. We wanted to prevent this from ever happening again, said Eric Bergman, policy director with Colorado Counties, Inc., the nonprofit lobbied for the change in the law. Under the new law, if a large existing company takes a grant under right of first refusal, it must provide internet services at the speed and price the smaller company promised. It adds that little level of competition between a smaller company and CenturyLink, McLaughlin said. In 2017, the state's broadband fund awarded 2 grants to smaller Southwest Colorado companies. Other areas in the region, such as the Lightner Creek area, could benefit from additional infrastructure, said Miriam Gillis-Wiles, the executive director of the Southwest Colorado Council of Governments. The state has budgeted $18.7 million for rural broadband grants in 2019, and it has set aside more than $20 million each year until 2023.
According to the Cortez Journal, with a photo of Jones, the prosecution and defense told vastly different stories Wednesday during opening statements in the case of Michael Jones, who is suspected of murder after a drug deal gone bad in May 2017. The murder trial began Monday for Jones, who is suspected of shooting David Gayton, age 34, once in the chest. It's believed Jones traveled with 2 accomplices from Texas to buy marijuana in Durango. He is charged with first-degree murder, 3 counts of aggravated robbery, 3 counts of felony menacing, and tampering with physical evidence. In opening statements made Wednesday morning, David Ottman, assistant district attorney, said Jones attempted to rob Gayton during the drug deal, and in doing so, Gayton lunged at him and Jones shot him in the chest. Ottman said Jones, along with his cousin Kevin Goff, age 27, and mutual friend Alicia Rios, age 19, traveled from Texas, where marijuana is illegal, to Durango with the intention of selling it back in Texas. The trial, which is being overseen by 6th Judicial District Judge William Herringer, is expected to last a week and a half. And now let's take a look at the weather.
Looking at the national weather map from the NOAA with Raytheon data, heavy rain is possible over parts of the southern Ohio and Tennessee valleys. There's a slight risk of severe thunderstorms over parts of the central southern plains and the middle lower Mississippi Valley. Also in the target area for possible severe rains and flooding includes northern Arkansas, southeast Missouri, far northwest Tennessee, far western Kentucky, and far southern Illinois. Slow-moving thunderstorms with possible flash flooding could hit the desert regions of western Arizona and southeastern California. The regional outlook shows little change in the overall pattern for the next 48 hours. Higher precipitable water stretches from southwest Colorado and southeast Utah northwest across Utah into southern Idaho. This will provide a focus for cloud cover again today. Winds will remain light, so smoke will hang over much of the forecasted area. With highest precipitable water remaining over the southern half of the area, expect more aerial coverage of storms over the southern mountains through Friday. Some trend changes are showing up into next week. The progressive nature of the northern jet stream is tracking through the North Rockies on Saturday. However, the next upstream system is showing signs of getting hung up over the Pacific Northwest early next week as low pressure aggressively digs out of the high latitudes and spreads over much of the eastern U.S. through the midweek. This creates an amplified ridge running up the spine of the Rockies, which will produce more favorable conditions for monsoon moisture to feed into canyon country and then spread eastward next Tuesday into Wednesday before drying out again. Our DCTV 5-day local outlook today: isolated showers and thunderstorms afternoon, patchy smoke, mostly partly sunny with a high near 84. South-southeast winds 5 to 10, becoming northwest in the afternoon. The chance of precipitation is 20%. Tonight, isolated showers and thunderstorms before 9 p.m., mostly cloudy with a low around 58. North-northwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming southeast after midnight. Chance of precipitation remains at 20. Friday, isolated showers and thunderstorms afternoon, mostly sunny with a high near 87. West-northwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming south in the morning. The chance of precipitation remains at 20%. And then Friday night, it drops to 10% chance of showers and thunderstorms before 9 o'clock. Partly cloudy with a low around 59. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming southeast after midnight. And then Saturday, again, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms afternoon. Mostly sunny with a high near 87. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming northwest in the afternoon. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low around 57. And then Sunday, sunny with a high near 87. Sunday night, clear with a low around 56. Monday, again, sunny with a high near 88. Monday night, partly cloudy with a low around 59. And Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high near 86. Tuesday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 59. And now, back to the news.
Reported by the Cortez Journal with a photo of Alejandro Reyes. A California man with a pending sentence for drug possession in Cortez has twice eluded law enforcement officials say, once in court and again in a police pursuit. On August 1st, Alejandro Reyes left the Montezuma County Combined Courthouse when he shouldn't have because his bond had run out, according to the 22nd Judicial District Attorney's Office. A bench warrant was issued. Then, on August 3rd, after a man identified as Reyes was spotted driving on Empire Street, he allegedly led a Cortez police officer on a high-speed chase through Cortez and was lost after the chase was called off for public safety. During his court appearance on August 1st, Reyes had pleaded guilty to drug possession, and a 1-year sentence was recommended by prosecutors in a plea deal. Reyes waived a pre-sentence investigation process that determines whether a sentence is appropriate and whether services such as substance abuse counseling are needed. District Court Judge Doug Walker was imposing the recommended sentence when Reyes suddenly requested the pre-sentence investigation. Walker then announced the plea deal was tentatively accepted and granted Reyes his request. But, according to the DA's office during the paperwork process, Reyes was not able to obtain a consent of a surety bond from his bondsman that would allow him to be free pending the sentence hearing. He then left the courthouse but should have been taken into custody when his bond was not extended, said Montezuma County Sheriff Steve Nowlin.
Reported by the Journal, 3 injuries were reported at this year's Escalante Days, including one involving a horse with the Montezuma County Sheriff's Mounted Patrol. About 11:30 a.m., a 4-year-old was kicked by the patrol horse near Flanders Park and was to be transported to Southwest Memorial Hospital for stitches, Montezuma County Sheriff Steve Nowlin said. The child was released and is expected to be okay. The case is under investigation, Nowlin said, and witnesses were being interviewed. Horses in the Sheriff's Mounted Patrol go through sensitivity training so they become accustomed to a variety of circumstances, people, and crowds. Nowlin said the horse involved has previously shown a calm demeanor when around adults and children. Mounted Patrol procedures will be reviewed and changed, he said, and the horses will now avoid the park unless there is a call. A few hours later, during the water fight event, a child fell and hit his head and was transported to the hospital, treated, and released, Nowlin said. Earlier in the day, a mountain biker on the Sage Hen Trail prior to the bike race crashed and broke an arm. The race had been relocated to Sage Hen from the Boggy Draw area, which has been closed because of the nearby Plateau fire. Otherwise, the rest of the Escalante Days was deemed a success, particularly given the stress of the Plateau fire just north of town.
Reported by the Durango Herald, if you quit smoking and gain weight, it may seem like you're trading one set of health problems for another. But a new U.S. study finds that you're still better off in the long run. Compared with smokers, even the quitters who gained the most weight had at least a 50% lower risk of dying prematurely from heart disease and other causes, the Harvard-led study found. The study is impressive in its size and scope and should put to rest any myth that there are prohibitive weight-related health consequences to quitting cigarettes, said Dr. William Dietz, a public health expert at George Washington University. The New England Journal of Medicine published the study Wednesday. The journal also published a Swedish study that found quitting smoking seems to be the best thing diabetics can do to cut their risk of dying prematurely. The nicotine in cigarettes can suppress appetite and boost metabolism. Many smokers who quit and don't step up their exercise find they eat more and gain weight typically less than 10 pounds, but in some cases 3 times that much. A lot of weight gain is a cause of the most common form of diabetes, a disease in which blood sugar levels are higher than normal. Diabetes can lead to problems including blindness, nerve damage, heart and kidney disease, and poor blood flow in the legs and feet. In the U.S. study, researchers tracked more than 170,000 men and women over roughly 20 years, looking at what they said in health questionnaires given every 2 years. The people enrolled in the studies were all health professionals and did not mirror current smokers in the general population, who are disproportionately low income, less educated, and more likely to smoke heavily. The researchers checked which study participants quit smoking and followed whether they gained weight and developed diabetes, heart disease, or other conditions. Quitters saw their risk of diabetes increase by 22% in the 6 years after they kicked the habit. An editorial in the journal characterized it as a mild elevation in the diabetes risk.
Reported by the Dove Creek Press, Tammy Barr, source and photo credit. As the Dolores County Schools are set to start the fall schedule next week, the Dolores County School Board District of Directors met on August 8, 2018. Some of the issues covered included a discussion on how access to education for the displaced kids who were affected by the closure of the Rico School. Carrie DeStefano, Rico Town Manager, came before the board to discuss transportation to Telluride for the Rico students. Then Ty Gray explained how school funding and student attendance numbers are tied together. It was determined that 19 students travel from Rico to Telluride for school every day via their parents. Because of this, Telluride gets to add those 19 students to their numbers and gets the funding for those students. If those students were to attend school in Dolores County, the funding would stay in this county and there would be more resources available. When the Rico school closed, there were only 7 students enrolled. Gray assured DeStefano that additional transportation was not possible at this time. The discussions moved to possible alternatives for getting the displaced students access to education, with DeStefano saying some parents of displaced students wanted homeschooling as an option. She was informed that the school already has an online program for students, and it would be better if she could provide a list or an accounting of all of the parents who want this service. It was also suggested repeatedly that any concerned parents directly contact the school board. DeStefano invited the board to attend the next Rico trustee meeting, which was August 15th at 7 p.m. in the Rico Town Hall. The board meeting continued with Leggett discussing the need to spend time reviewing and updating attendance policies and academic standards. She also discussed an ice cream social and working with the community on a policy that fits the rural living. The ice cream social is planned for today, August 16, 2018 at 6 p.m. in the middle school commons room, which coincides with the rest of the school holding open houses to meet the new teachers and interact with the community. Everyone is invited. The floor was turned over to Food Service Director Shauna Snyder to discuss an upcoming audit and the need for a certified food protection manager. They also discussed the requirement to have a certified food protection manager by the January deadline. Things really came alive when Suzanne Davis, Lindsay Husky, Christina Garcher, Angela Beanland, and Julia Montgomery stepped up to discuss the SDE National Conference they recently attended in Las Vegas, Nevada. Then Principal Superintendent Gray announced his excitement over the addition of Dr. Janet Hildebrand as the new elementary principal within his report. She suggested sitting in on the classes as a hands-on way of conducting student reports. The board unanimously agreed to make a commitment to be more visible. Discussions then covered broken parts, old equipment, repair costs, and school security upgrades. The use of smart cards to access the building is in the near future. The new security will require anyone accessing the school to pass a background check and be tracked while in the school. All were informed that the Cajon School Center was broken into last week. Gray mentioned that the theft was different from the rash of recent thefts in Cajon, as items stolen included copper piping, a hot water heater, and other fixtures. Moving forward was a transportation route approval, followed by personnel reports and consenting the agenda with some additional discussions. Teachers are in pre-class operation mode, with the DC school students scheduled to start classes August 20th.
And now for the Dolores County Sheriff's Roundup for the week of August 6th through the 12th. A report of a lost black lab at Disappointment was taken. A resident reported harassment. This case is under investigation. Theft reported by a local business. This case is under investigation. A report of trespassing was taken by an officer. This case is under investigation. There was a report of gas being siphoned out of a vehicle, and that case is also under investigation. That concludes today's roundup. Stay tuned for continued updates.
And today's High Canyon Country happenings. Don't forget this Friday is the Hometown Superheroes Roundup at the Dove Creek Weber Park. It's a free barbecue and music with free kid games presented by the various supporting nonprofits that service our community. There'll also be a raffle and some great information available from all of the participants. Come on down anytime between 3 and 7 p.m. for some community fun. The event is coordinated by the Dolores County Health Clinic on Patient Appreciation Day. August 18th at the Big R in Cortez, a concealed carry class is being held from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. This class meets all training requirements for your Colorado Concealed Carry Permit. Use coupon code FBDEAL to save 10%. Tickets are normally $99 before the discount. You must pre-register online to receive the discount. Reserve your seat online at equip2conceal.com or call 866-371-6111 for more information. Also this Friday night, August 17th in Dove Creek, it's the free movie night at the football field. Join the Rock as they show the movie Peter Rabbit and provide free popcorn and drinks. Bring your blanket or lawn chairs and enjoy a couple of hours at the movies outside with family and friends. All of these happenings are posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with the YouTube replays, weather, original stories, and local posts. To share your event or information, contact us by email. It's dcbnnews@gmail.com or call us at 970-677-4119.
Thanks for tuning in. News at Noon airs at noon Monday through Thursday and then is available online on our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page on demand.
And be sure to like us there on Facebook and join in on the news in our area, and of course, please share it with a friend.
For Kendra Cook with DCTV and the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.